Hi, this is Joe Ziemba, the host of When Football Was Football here on the Sports History Network. Aside from my podcasting duties, I'm also a sports collector. And as such, I'm very pleased to share the exciting news that the Sports History Network has partnered with Rochester Sports Autographs, the largest JSA authenticated autograph distributor in the United States, where you can get deals on over 30,000 autograph sports collectibles. So as a collector, I was very pleased when I visited the site of Rochester Sports Autographs. The massive inventory is easy to search, carefully documented, and visually appealing. The options seem limitless, whether you're looking for an autographed baseball, signed football helmets, or basketball jerseys, among thousands of others. I found everything from a Babe Ruth autograph, a signed football by Dick Butkus, and an autographed Larry Bird basketball jersey. And as a collector, you'll be delighted with the very competitive pricing on JSA authenticated products. Made possible since RSA deals directly with athletes, so there's no extra markup, and the savings are passed on directly to the customer. Perhaps you're looking for an early gift for Mother's Day or Father's Day. Heck, who needs a holiday as an excuse to give a piece of sports history to your loved ones? Or how about yourself? Today seems like a great day to add to your own sports collection, right? RSA even has film, music, and other entertainment autographs on the site, so there's something for everyone. All orders from Rochester Sports Autographs are top quality and shipped to your door with top authentication and a money-back guarantee. And to make sure RSA knows that the Sports History Network sent you, we created a special link for you. All you need to do is head to shoprsa.com/SHN. That's shoprsa.com/SHN to get your own piece of sports history today.
Now it's time to take a sports break, a look at sports history on a daily basis. Hello, my friends in sports history. This is Darren Hayes of the Sports Jersey Dispatch podcast. Welcome once again to the Pig Pen, your place for all things great in sports history, and welcome to a sports break, an abbreviated one today. Not a lot of history going on for May 2nd, but we have some great items to share with you just the same. We're going to start off with a baseball Hall of Famer and his birthday today. But before we do, let's make sure you know how to get a hold of us to send us your feedback. It's pigskindispatch@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. I'd love to know your likes, dislikes, and maybe some items that you'd like to see us talk about and do some research on. We'd sure love to do that because that's one thing that we love to do here. Look up some great sports history for you and sharing it. Now, that baseball birthday. How about May 2nd, 1887 in Millerton, New York? Baseball Hall of Fame infielder Eddie Collins was born. Now, Collins played for the Philadelphia Athletics and the Chicago White Sox during his Major League Baseball career. Now, Eddie was on the World Series champion teams of 1910, 11, 13, 17, 1929, and 1930. He was an American League Most Valuable Player in 1914, and he had 4 American League Stolen Base Leader championships, where he was the best guy stealing the bases, quite the thief on the baselines. Mr. Eddie Collins, and his birthday we celebrate today. Now, speaking of baseball, let's stick with it here and go to May 2nd, 1876, and second baseman for the Chicago White Sox, Ross Barnes, hit the first home run in National League history on this day. In a way, Barnes helped the formation of the National League. From 1871 to 1875, Barnes was a leader in many batting categories in the the National Association, back then. Just before the 1875 season ended, however, Barnes and 4 other Boston Red Stockings players jump shipped and committed to play for Chicago. As the story goes, Chicago owner William Holbert made a move to form the National League just before the migration of these players occurred and causing the NA to disband. Speaking of the National League, how about May 2nd, 1909, and a guy named Honus Wagner stole second base, then third, and even home plate in the first inning against the Cubs. Yeah, they were playing the Pirates that day. Honus Wagner, one of the great third basemen in baseball history. And May 2nd, 1923, pitching sensation of the Washington Senators, Walter Johnson, blanked the New York Yankees 3-0 as he tossed his 100th shutout of his career. And in 1939, on the 2nd of May, number 4 Lou Gehrig of the New York Yankees had his streak of 2,130 consecutive games play end as the Yankees crushed the Detroit Tigers by the score of 22-2. Old Mr. Lou Gehrig could take a break that day with his Yankees scoring 20-plus runs over their opponents. Now, let's go to some more great baseball history, and we love to stop at thisdayinbaseball.com. They have a great selection from every day of the baseball season, and we would like to jump through a couple of those and let you know that in the 1944 on May 2nd, Charlie Shantz of the Philadelphia Phillies takes a 1-0 no-hitter into the 7th inning before giving up a 2-run home run to Joe Medwick of the New York Giants. The only Giants hit of the day was that home run, and Shantz wins his own game by clearing the bases with a triple in the 9th. Now we have another great inspired This Day in Baseball theme, and it happens in 1955 at Ebbets Field as Carl Furillo hits his 6th home run of the season with Jackie Robinson on base in the 12th inning to give the Brooklyn Dodgers a 2-0 victory over the Milwaukee Braves. That's thisdayinbaseball.com. Make sure you check them out. We have a great link to their site, both in the show notes and on jerseydispatch.com for this May 2nd. And our next stop on baseball, as always, we stop over at Jay Daniel's site, 80sbaseball.com. Talks about some great events that happen on May 2nd, including some birthdays of players that played in the 1980s. And he also talks about some big days. In May 2nd, 1982, Simba goes 2 for 3. Ted Simmons with home runs from each side of the plate and 6 RBIs and an 11-4 Brewers win over the Twins. He could always get those catchy hits there. And, you know, there's much more on 80sbaseball.com for May 2nd. We don't want to spoil it for you. We want you to go there. We have a link in the show notes to get you to 80sbaseball.com. Then hit / May 2nd, and you'll take it to it. Or you follow the link we have on jerseydispatch.com for May 2nd. Our next stop is in the NBA, and NBA.com tells us on May 2nd, 1968, Bill Russell won his first National Basketball Association title as a player coach of the Celtics when the Boston Celtics, his team, defeated the host LA Lakers 124-109 in Game 6 of the NBA Finals. On May 2nd, 2017, Isaiah Thomas, the younger one, of course, of the Boston Celtics, scores 53 points and a 129-119 playoff victory over the Washington Wizards. NBA.com gave us that inspiration, and we really appreciate them for that. And we go to the realm of football, and on May 2nd, and we have some great items on Pigskin Dispatch that we'd love to share. First of all, we have some Hall of Fame birthdays. How about Joe Ute, born May 2nd, 1887 in St. Louis, Missouri. He's a halfback from Texas A&M from 1905 to 1907. We have a nice little write-up on him. He went into the College Football Hall of Fame in 1974, had a great career. And Richard Ritchie, another College Hall of Fame inductee, was born May 2nd, 1955 in Mineral Wells, Texas. Played for Texas A&I as quarterback was his position, 1973 to 1976. Maybe many of you remember him. He went into the College Football Hall of Fame in 1998 and did a lot of stints in coaching in the state of Texas at 3 colleges, Texas, North Texas, and Texas Tech. Hit all the Texases there in that. We also have some great events that happen on May 2nd in football history. And one of them that we'd like to share is at the 1978 NFL Draft, where the Houston Oilers picked Earl Campbell from the University of Texas. Texas is sort of a theme in football for this day, isn't it? He had a great career. Pro Football Hall of Fame enshrined him in 1991, and the College Football Hall of Fame also has inducted him into their museum. Other Hall of Famers coming out of this 1978 draft were James Lofton, the Stanford receiver who went to the Green Bay Packers with the 6th pick, and Alabama tight end Ozzie Newsome, chosen by the Browns with the 23rd overall selection. In 1983, on the 2nd of May, John Elway was traded from the Baltimore Colts, who had drafted him, and he told him he did not want to play. He was going to go play for the Yankees in baseball. Well, the Colts traded him to the Broncos for some selections. We got the news on PigskinDispatch.com for May 2nd, and I think you will definitely want to read up on that because it's quite an interesting story how John Elway set his own place where he wanted to play. Very similar to the Eli Manning story years later, how he didn't want to play and was a big name coming in the draft and ended up forcing a trade between two of the NFL franchises. Well, that's our sports history for today. We love that you joined us once again. We thank you for that, spending part of your day with us. And we'd like to do it each and every day as we have plenty of podcasts coming out and sharing sports history with you, either on Pigskin Dispatch or on Jersey Dispatch. And we'd love to have you join us each day. Until tomorrow, everybody, have a great sports history day. We're dribbling around and see the shot clock's almost out, so we got to put up our shot and come back tomorrow for some more great sports history. We invite you to check out our websites, JerseyDispatch.com and PigskinDispatch.com. Not only see the daily sports history, but to experience the preservation of great events and people that play the games. Find us on Pigskin Dispatch. It's also on social media outlets of Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and don't forget the Pigskin Dispatch YouTube channel to get all your daily sports history. Pigskin Dispatch is happy to be associated with the Sports History Network, the sports headquarters of yesteryear, found at sportshistorynetwork.com.
This podcast is part of the Sports History Network, your headquarters for the yesteryear of your favorite sport. You can learn more at sportshistorynetwork.com.
Hi, this is Joe Ziemba, the host of When Football Was Football, here on the Sports History Network. I'm very pleased to announce that I will be partnering with the Sports History Network to give away 2 copies of my latest book called Bears vs. Cardinals, the NFL's Oldest Rivalry. To enter, just head over to the following link, sportshistorynetwork.com/giveaways. We hope you will enjoy the numerous stories in the book, which is largely based on the newly released Dutch Tournament collection at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Dutch was the co-owner of the early Chicago Bears with George Halas and kept correspondence, financial records, and scouting reports, which now allow us to peek into the management of an NFL club during the first few years of the league's existence. Along the way, we'll meet unusual gridiron characters from years gone by, including a quarterback who could throw the ball farther behind his back than he could throwing it forward, a Bears lineman who was such a good tavern fighter that he decided to enter the boxing universe, and a Cardinals halfback who gave up the NFL rushing title by deciding to not show up for his team's final game of the season. And can we forget the time the Al Capone mob interrupted a Bears-Cardinals game? The new book was fun to research, and I hope you will enter our free contest today. Once the winners are selected, we'll be in touch regarding shipping as well as to inscribe the book personally for you. This might make a perfect gift for Mother's or Father's Day, or simply add it to your own personal collection. Once again, enter by visiting sportshistorynetwork.com/giveaways. Thank you and good luck.